Right. Thoughts on Ninja Creamies? Is this like the Ninja ice cream makers? Ninja Creamies?
Oh, yeah. Jack Buff bought one in his prep. I mean, I know that Jack used to make nice ice cream, so I imagine they're pretty good, but
Yeah.
I don't know much other than that, to be honest.
Yeah. I think, like, you get... I personally think if I was to want ice cream, I'd just eat ice cream. And if I wanted whey, I couldn't... the most I'll ever do is make a whey paste.
I do get it.
I do get it. But I just think to myself, I'm going through all this preparation just to have whey. And I just have the whey. Like, I'd have it as a paste, so I just drink it. Like, I wouldn't think much more of it than that. But I do get, like, if your food's really low, like, you want to enjoy sitting down and having some whey and it tasting a bit like ice cream. If you want to do that, crack on. I'm not bothered. But that doesn't mean that I don't get it. I do get it. But for me personally, I'm like, cool, sound. The only problem is it wouldn't surprise me. Hey mate, I keep gaining weight and I'm having these Ninja Creamies, and you ask him, he's like, well, I'm having half a gallon of milk.
I'm adding loads of vanilla extract and I'm doing this.
And they end up having like
loads of sugar.
Calories. Yeah, it's like, but honestly, man, I'm just having 45 grams of whey.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Just saw it online how to make it.
So yeah, it'd be the same as like like some clients and you'll have on their meal plan like Cocoa Pops and like whey, and they're like, so I'm not losing weight, and you're like, so what are you actually eating? And they're like, I'm milk with this, and it's like I'm also having a full sugar, like with, let's say this, and coffee with.
You forget though that people have that. Yeah. Like, I can't remember the last time that, apart from like getting a coffee, from like a Starbucks, I can't remember the last time that I had milk.
No,
like, I probably haven't bought milk for 5 years.
Yeah,
like because I don't use it for cereal. No. I don't use it.
No.
Like, but milk for most people is just like, I have milk every day. Yeah. Like, I'll have it with my cereal, I'll have it with any protein shake, I'll have it with my coffee and my tea, and it's like, it's mental. Yeah. It just doesn't even cross my mind that it's a thing to have. Yeah. Got a lot of questions about football.
Okay.
George Mackay, thoughts on the current Prem season? Can Liverpool take advantage of City's slow start? It's a good question. He's worded it as if it's like on Sky Sports.
Yeah. That does sound like that one needs to pop up.
I'll tell you what.
The screen.
You know who would be a good host? George would be a good host for this podcast.
What do you reckon? Just sit here. He goes. Right, guys. So
imagine he'd be class. Yeah. If we had him like stood behind there, you wouldn't be able to see him if he was sat. You wouldn't be able to see him if he was stood.
If he was stood up, you'd probably be in line with our heads if he was stood up on the table. So he'd be right in line. We'd still see the neon sign. We'd be fine. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be all good. Right. So this season's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like, you like Arsenal, I like Arsenal. I think Arsenal are good. I'm a Liverpool fan, Finn's a United fan, for anyone that doesn't know. I think Liverpool will be up there. I don't think we'll win the league. I think there's a chance just based off the fact of the quality around us.
Yeah, it's a weird season because there's
Liverpool
no one
aren't at 100%.
Yeah,
and we were saying,
weren't we? For the last like 5 years, you've had to be like incredible to win the league. Like, City have been that good, and even the times that Liverpool were close or won it, it was like, fucking hell, they don't ever lose. They don't drop points.
At this point in 18-19, Liverpool had 55 points out of 57. 17 wins, 1 draw.
That's mental.
That's ridiculous. Like, 17
that is a
wins.
joke, yeah.
We got to 26 wins and 1 draw. Like, what? Like, you can't even comprehend that, because I'm watching this Liverpool team currently, and like, we're shit.
Yeah, you're not. You're just
but we're very average for like, we're really shaky at times, but then we'll end up putting 2 goals in like in the last 20 minutes. I reckon
this season, like, someone will win it with like 70 to 80 points.
I reckon 80 around there.
Like, it won't be where you need 95 to 100 to win it. So I think for that reason, like,
Liverpool could.
Anybody out of Liverpool, Arsenal and City could win it. I don't think anybody else can win it.
No, definitely.
I don't think Villa have got enough. I don't think Tottenham have got enough. No. United are nowhere near it. Newcastle are nowhere near it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be surprised if Liverpool won. I think Arsenal will win it. At the start of the season, I was like, City will win. Yeah. I thought Arsenal would be nowhere near. Like, not nowhere near, but I thought
Kevin De Bruyne coming back, Thiago coming back.
Yeah, I think Arsenal, like, it wouldn't surprise me if they drop off because of potentially not having enough goals
scored 50%
in the team.
Of their goals from set pieces.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got enough goals in the team. Yeah. Like, if they had, let's say,
the same scoring as last season, where like at this point they had like, I think they had,
or if Odegaard, they had a certain striker that was scoring a lot more goals, because the midfield's not contributing as much as it did.
Last year they had Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus
all on double figures.
10 plus goals, like, which is ridiculous.
But like, the addition of Rice has made them like
a lot
so
more
much
solid.
better.
Yeah,
he's a joke.
Who would you bet on then? Who would you say top, like, if you were to go?
If I was to put money on it,
Arsenal, City, Liverpool. Arsenal, Liverpool, City. I think, if I'm honest, I think if any team was to win it, if Arsenal were to win it, I think Liverpool will finish second. I think Liverpool will finish second no matter what. Like, I almost think that's how it's going to be. We're going to finish second no matter what. We're not going to finish
I feel
third.
like if it's, let's say, like 6 games to go and it's just Arsenal and Liverpool, I'd have my money on Liverpool.
Yeah, because they've been there. And also, Liverpool's away games, have you seen, like, we've played all our big away games. We've only got, like, Old Trafford and Emirates to go. That's it, really. We've done all the other big games. Liverpool could. I think there's like a 20% chance.
Yeah, I just don't think they've got... Like, looking at Liverpool's team, if you were to go, this team wins the league, I'd be like, really?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, with Arsenal's team, I'd be like... I'd probably be a bit more confident.
Yeah, you say that, though, but I feel like if you go player for player, there's more Liverpool players.
Yeah.
But then Arsenal's system... We could talk about this all day. Who do you guys reckon?
Yeah, comment below.
Comment below.
George also asked us, life goals for 2024.
Same as that. It's a boring answer. Same as what I've done for last year, which is a bit better. That's almost what I look for. Like, I don't set massive goals because it's like I just do what I do, and every year I seem
on the day to day.
Just get better and enjoy the process, I guess. Like, that sounds very boring, but there's nothing that I'm like, I need to do this. It's like, okay, cool, let's just see where life takes me.
I always say that as well. I was saying this to Noah. I was like, if you do like something productive towards what you want every single day, like you'll get there, and then you'll continue growing and improving. Like, remember, I don't know when I sort of told that to myself, but there was a certain point, probably when I was like 19 or something, and maybe 20, and I was starting with PT and stuff. And I remember just saying to myself, like, every single day, make sure that I do something positive towards this. Yeah. Whether it be just like posting a social media post, or whether it be like, let's say, messaging clients, or like at that point it would have literally been like doing a check-in because I'd have had check-ins, or sending somebody a program, you know, like, or whatever it was.
Up on social media.
Yeah, whatever it was. Like, now obviously that's just the norm, but still, like, there isn't going to be a day where we just wouldn't do that. No, because then you start going backwards. So it's like just continuing to do what we enjoy and doing it well and progressing in it. Obviously, I want to get a house with Shannon, but other than that, it's just a case of, like I say, having a good, successful year, coaching wise, business wise, life wise. Yeah. I've got a funny next one.
Go for it.
Train with Spence.
Don't know who he is.
Come on, he's the guy that asked us 57 times what he should buy for his gym.
Fuck off, has he asked the same thing?
He's put apologies for asking my last question 3 times. Don't worry.
3. I'm sure it was small.
We're only joking. Yeah. Ordered the kit, Cybex Bravo, Gym Leco hack, few prime bits. So? That's decent for your own little gym. Bits?
Delivery time on that? Like, is he getting that?
Next year. But, like, that's still... Well, next year's not far away. Yeah. Like, imagine having that. If you had, like, a prime row and a prime press that you got on well with, like, that's you pretty much sorted. Yeah. And then maybe, again, cable stack, Cybex Bravo. Yeah. Like, and the Gym Leco hack, which I actually really like. Yeah. You've nailed it, mate.
Yeah, you've done a good job. Send us a photo when you've, like, created it, mate.
Yeah, send it 3 times.
Yeah, send it 3 times. And when we don't reply intentionally, just keep sending it to us.
He also asked, also a United fan, what do you make of the Ratcliffe takeover? Do you think he can turn it around?
25% now, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, like, I know that...
Are you Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out?
I'll come on to that. I don't want to have to sort of care about this kind of side of things. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to football, like, I just want to enjoy football. Yeah, you
don't want to think too much about it.
However my team are doing, like, I want to enjoy it. But the thing is, we're not doing very well based on the fact of the hierarchy, like, within the club. Like, so it obviously plays a role. But I'm not going to talk about it all day and be like, oh, I think this, I think that. Like, at the end of the day, if he comes in and changes things for the better, great. If he comes in and things don't improve, then people will still point the finger at the Glazers and be like, well, they're still 75%, like, they're still the majority shareholders. So can he actually do that much? I don't know. I think he can affect the sport inside a lot, because that's what they're kind of giving him control over, which is exactly what they should do, because that's what they're shit at. Like, they're a good brand. Man United, for how bad we are as a team recently, we're still, like, the 2nd biggest club in the world. And we're like, we finished 3rd last year. We haven't won a league for, what, 10 years plus? Yeah. Like, we're not a good team anymore, at least at the minute. But we've still got a huge fan base. We're still a massive, massive club. So, like, the commercial side of things, they're fine. It's more so the sporting side of things in terms of recruitment and, like, identity and things like that. But, yeah, in terms of Ten Hag, like, I don't think it's the manager. I don't think you bring someone in and all of a sudden it changes. No. Like, I think even if we were to have... Like, people keep comparing him to Postecoglou and like, oh, he's changed so much at Spurs. But if you look at where we are compared to Spurs, it's not as if Spurs are having a crazy better season than us. Like,
your standards are way higher than
exactly. It's the standards. Yeah. Like,
and last season was an absolute last season was probably the worst thing to happen because you had a really good season.
Yeah, it was
you were
way ahead of it where we should have been.
And that was a case of teams dropping off, and then United fans were like, right, well, we finished third. Now it's time
we finished above Liverpool, so we should be doing
now
this.
It's time to push on, and now that Liverpool are back up playing well, and like other teams have improved, I don't know. I think United are one of those sort of teams where I have a massive amount of respect for United, but you just can't really win. And then like the recruitment's been awful. Like
you only win if you're literally doing what we did under Sir Alex, which was literally like the best team in the world, winning everything, pretty much winning the league most seasons, winning the FA Cup a lot of the time, winning the Champions League twice. Like that doesn't happen often. No. So it's I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Do you want me to go? Right, I've got to ask one. Is full elbow extension needed for bicep training? Basically, lockout and the lengthened. Well, we now know with length and partials.
Long length partials are essential.
Yeah, you need to go into that fully lengthened range. Do you ever actually think I need to fully lock out?
I think you're searching for a stretch.
Yeah.
If you can, like, in a Bayesian curl or a behind the body curl, whatever you want to call it, like, I am generally looking to extend my elbow to the point where like I can fully feel my bicep stretching, which pretty much is full extension, but then I'm also not spending ages there or like resting there. Like I'm almost trying to still feel that stretch under tension. So it might be a very small degree of elbow flexion, or it might be a full stretch, but like a full stretch under control before then coming back up. I wouldn't rest here for 10 seconds because I'm battered and then do another rep and then rest and do another rep. So I would aim for full extension without resting in that range, basically. Yeah,
but also, like, just do what feels best for you. Like, on a dumbbell curl, like, granted, there's not actually going to be any tension when you fully lock out, but I wouldn't be like, I don't ever think to myself more so than like, okay, I'm just getting to a point where I feel a stretch and I'm going. I don't have to think constantly.
I need to lock out.
Need to almost flex my tricep at the bottom. Like, just don't bother. Just do what's best and do what feels best for you,
man. Ed R. Fit. If you could pick one bodybuilding principle to be nailed, but the others be 70% nailed,
that's a good question.
What would you pick?
Training
E.g. intensity, nutrition, exercise selection, sleep, etc.
Training intensity. Without even a shout like that.
Would you say training intensity or effort? Because intensity is the load that you use in effort is your opportunity for failure. I would say training effort. I wouldn't say intensity.
Yeah, Reece is wrong here, guys. Please listen to me.
Please use my correct terminology.
Coaching slots available. If you want to go with someone like Reece after that
horrendous
comment. They're more than welcome to. But any clients, I'll happily take you on for a cheaper price.
Training effort would be my answer.
Just train hard. Just train hard. Like, if you train hard and you're in the first 5 to 10 years of training and you eat shit but you eat in a surplus, you'll probably you'll look alright.
It is a very good question because like if you're looking at it from a prep perspective, like can you get in let's say elite condition with 70% nutrition? Like
no, but you can get in elite condition with 70% training. Like
that's what I mean.
If anything, I'd argue that because you'll be training like a pussy, you probably won't be that fatigued, so you'll actually probably be really responsive.
I'd almost say I'd probably say for 95% of the time, I'd say training effort, but 5% of the time, I'd say nutrition.
No, but you can't get to nutrition without the effort because you're never going to be really competitive as a bodybuilder if you don't train hard.
But let's say they were, then that 5% would be at the back end of a prep. Yeah. Let's say you competed every 3 years, that 5% would be from 8 weeks out.
So imagine they swap and all of a sudden they're nailing, let's say they go okay, so at the start of the prep they're nailing their cardio but their diet's a bit shit. Then in the end they're only doing 70% of their cardio. Hey mate, you do 30 minutes and they're like, why are you only doing the 70%? Why are you not, where's the other 30%, bro? You know?
In 20 odd minutes. I'm asking for 30. Well, I'm only, I said I'm doing 70%.
Yeah, 21 minutes. You're like, bro, where's the 30? You push it up to 40 and it turns out they take off even more time. They're doing 28 minutes. You're like, what the fuck, bro?
Well, that is a good question.
Yeah, not too bad. Right, we got. Do you tell all your clients to stop being chubby boys and put the cake down?
Is that Glover?
Yeah. That wasn't about him, but I was just like, because he was talking about people's weight gain and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be the sort of coach to be like, put the cake down, chubby. It's like, fucking, that's enough. But also, don't eat like a twat. And that's what I've pretty much been saying. So, yeah, that's the. I don't tell all my clients, Dave. It's just you. Because he gained a kilo.
He asked me a question.
Did he?
Would you bring Greenwood back to United?
Do you know what? He messaged me about this after the check-in because he asked about football. We always just have a bit of a chat about football, and he was like, "Greenwood's coming back, like best winger at the club."
And then
he goes, "Fuck it." That's what he said.
Reece thinks Garnacho is mid.
I think Garnacho is mid.
I think he's
decent. I just don't think he's anything special. I think he'll be a decent winger.
I think he'll be
a good winger, but not an amazing.
Yeah,
not world class.
I don't think he's going to be the next Ronaldo, but I think he is very good. I think in 5 years' time, he could be like known as one of the best wingers in the world, or he could be known as that guy that was supposed to be like
Nani 2.0. That's what.
Nah.
I think
he's a lot younger than Nani when Nani came.
If he is better than Nani, I'll be stunned. I think that's his ceiling. Like your standard 84 rated like left winger. You know what I mean? Like good winger, but not a world class winger.
I'd be surprised if he in 10 years looking back now, if we're not like if we were to be like, oh, do you remember when we were saying Garnacho and he's turned out to be the next Messi? I'd be surprised. Yeah. But I also don't think he'll be forgotten. In 10 years' time, I think it'll be like he's had a decent career.
Yeah.
Cool. Would I bring Greenwood back? No, to be honest. Like, I just think
sorry for any abused females listen to this.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't though. Like
anti-Greenwood.
Obviously, it's not down to me, unfortunately.
United want to keep him.
Hey, is that man, Mr. Man United? Yeah, I think you should bring him back. No, I think the uproar would just not be worth it. I don't think it'd be worth it for him, for his family. Like, not that he deserves anything. Like, come back for all I care, and like everyone give him shit. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah. But for him, like,
there should be a bit of a precedent.
That's going to be
like,
it's not going to be good for him, is it? No. Like, again, he doesn't deserve being looked after, but I don't think there's any good that will come from it. Like, yeah, he might help us win a game or so, but like, it's a sport at the end of the day. It's a game at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, I know it's massive and there's so much involved in it, like monetary wise, but it is literally just a game. And if he was in any other walk of life, he wouldn't be able to come and play for Man United and be a role model for kids. Like, he'd literally be locked up. He wouldn't have been bailed out by her family because of money. Like, so it's. I would say no. I just like morally, it doesn't sit right.
Yeah. Until he's scoring goals, and you're like,
Greenwood! Then I'll buy a shirt. Yeah. I'll be screaming his name.
Yeah. You'll be screaming his name. Oh, Greenwood! Screaming.
I love you, Greenwood.
Greenwood's got Finn screaming. Not the first person he's got screaming, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Sorry to the abuser victim in mention. It's not a joke. But we made it a joke.
I didn't.
Finn didn't. But Finn loves Greenwood. He'd be screaming his name. Oh. Right, back to men's physique and aiming for a pro car in that division. Would you consider downsizing? No, my back's not men's physique. My front is. My front, I think I can. My front, if it was just front shot sound, I think I'd be very good.
What about your massive waist?
No, not from the front. From the back, it's just how your back inserts. Like we said it. It's like very obvious when you look at a back and how it's shaped and how people grow. Like men's physique now, it's very small. Like it's one of those where if I was like, for example, if you look at people like Joe Brightman, Josh Bridgman, like when I spoke to Josh at one of the shows, the first time I ever met Josh, love you Josh, he was like, loads of people have said we look at things like very similar. Like we do have similar structures, but men's physique has gone past that. Like it was never a bodybuilder in shorts, but it was a combined sort of effort. Like for example, when I won the overall, the black dude that I beat, like Train with G, shout out Train with G, like in today's criteria, he'd absolutely smoke me. Because he was a lot smaller waisted, but he was a lot less wide than me across the top line. He was smaller in general, like he was more bubbly, where I was just a better bodybuilder and I suited certain shots better. And also, I think it depends really on, like, again, the criteria, how things go and how somebody grows. Like some people, if you were to put my junior version of myself versus this year's version of myself, my junior version would beat me. But my physique that I brought this year, regardless of just physique, I was actually more impressed with because I was like, I look really fucking good. I didn't think I'd look as good as I did, but it wasn't physique because of how I've grown and how things are. And you could argue, maybe you didn't need to do this, but then I would have got there eventually. And I don't have just competition aspirations. It wouldn't be a case where I'd be happy to downsize. Like in 10 years from now, I'm hoping I'm not 280 pounds. I'm hoping I'm a lot lighter. I hope I'm a lot smaller. But my bodybuilding aspirations haven't got to a point where I'm required to downsize, and there's still a lot of potential for me. So I think it massively depends on the individual. Some people can put 10 pounds on and it goes like to the areas where they, like, for example, again, look at my back shot. My back just looked meaty and thick, which wasn't men's physique. Even when I was a junior, my delts were never bubbly or round. It was very sharp. You said I just looked like a very well-shaped bodybuilder who can pull off men's physique shots. You know?
Yeah, you've not got that kind of bubbly look for physique. No. Like, you can obviously promote that with fullness and things like that, but yeah, like, and I do think, like, some shots, you're like, yeah, you look pretty good for men's physique, but like, especially now, it's like, even if you downsized it, it'd just be like, you just looked better when you were pushing up to be a bodybuilder anyway. It'd be like a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and your back's really fat, so it's like, it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, I know, it's bad, isn't it? But
I don't think you'll ever do well because your back's just so fat. It's like, it's impossible to get it lean.
It's impossible. The hamstrings are like the leanest things in the entire world. Glutes are fucking peeled and striated.
Leanest things in the entire world.
I'd say my hamstrings were
leaner than some like child in Africa who's dead.
Don't know about that. Auschwitz aesthetics. That's what I had.
Yeah.
Hamstrings. Auschwitz aesthetics. Fuck me. Cut that out.
Yeah, cut all that out, Sam. Right. One piece of kit you wish existed. Now this is a difficult one because it's like we'd have to think of.
I think the prime, like the Citadel pull down, would probably been one that like we both would have been like, yes, like a plate loaded pull down, but that's been created.
I feel like it's difficult because we've now basically got to try and invent something.
Yeah, a prime hack squat.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It would be. Yeah, putting different weights.
Drops off places. Massively, like in the mid to short.
Like an auto banded hack.
Yeah.
Anything?
I don't know. I like a pendulum squat, but I feel like a lot of them could be slightly better in terms of like how they're profiled, like how they're made. Yeah. So better pendulum squats, but like the Jim Lecco one's really nice.
Yeah.
Don't know what the brand was that I used at Rezo, but that was decent. Not amazing, but it was decent. I don't know.
Whatever Ultraflex Rotherham get, like
whatever they get next.
Yeah.
We'll go. We would have
thought about that. That's the best bit of kit in the game. Yeah, that's what we'd say. Good question though. You and Jack Eagles.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, have a think.
You can carry on.
You and Jack Eagles session, make it happen. Sound? Finn's
not invited. No.
To the ones who are in your podcast questions, you and Jack Reese, please, you and Jack, don't get Finn, skinny natty, or skinny tall guy.
Yeah.
I guess, to be fair, we probably should. Like, it's funny because like me and Jack do get on well. Like, we all get on well. And but I don't know if he'd even reply to us now he's a pro. Like, he probably doesn't even know who we are.
Too big time.
He actually did message me about the podcast saying, can't wait to come on. I think he said something about bringing his pro card, his full Impro Pro,
his
like
thing.
Wearing everything that he won, all his like Olympia Pro win thing, not pro, like the top that you get that's like, it says like Olympia Pro or something like that, I can't remember. And then he was like, I'll just bully you and Finn for an hour and a half. He goes, especially Finn after an 8-month atrophy phase. So yeah, that'd be fun. But no, we definitely should. It's one of those though, like Jack's up north, like to get him down here. I know he would. He'd travel down.
We just need to. We ought to like get people to come over. We'll get a session in at Evo. Yeah, and then
do a podcast.
Like get Sam to film the session. Yeah. Come and do the podcast. Like we definitely need to get people on more.
Yeah. So yeah, Jack, we most likely will do. And your question, Pink?
Detlev Bro. I don't know who that is, but thank you for the question, mate. How did you guys get so much knowledge about bodybuilding and everything around it?
Just make it up.
We didn't, yeah.
Yeah, we honestly have no idea what we're talking about.
To be fair, like, we have been doing this for a long time now. I think people don't realise that.
We're old.
It's not that long, don't get me wrong. It's not like 30 years, but like, thinking back now, like, I literally did my PT course, like, 7 years ago. Like, I've been coaching and PTing for like 6-7 years now. Yeah, that's mental.
If I was to go onto my Mac that I haven't turned on in my room and like type in training plan, I probably would have wrote up a training plan 10 years ago, 9 years ago at this point. And again, it wouldn't be to the same standard or quality now, but it's all a game of like, it's just evolution regarding how things are and time and experience and working with individuals. Like, you can buy any membership website, like entry kind of fee, or like listen to loads of podcasts, which we've done collectively and individually. But additionally to that, like, time and experience is something that like, it's invaluable in the game of what we're doing. And
we said, didn't we, like a couple of years ago, we said like one of the most important things that we almost feel that we've learned is that we don't have to back up what we're saying anymore. We just are like, well, this is what I think based on what I've learned and the experience that I've got.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't need to be backed up by this study or that. Like usually there will be things that do back it up, but similar to what we were saying about like the long length partials.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is just a case of time and like again, like look, exactly what I was saying before. Like when I'm talking about like putting in time and doing something productive towards your business or you as an individual, like I wouldn't say there's been a day in the past however many years where I probably haven't learnt something or
tried or
researched something like based on something that's come up in a check-in or something that I've seen on Instagram or something that I've heard on a podcast. It's like that then triggers you to question it, and like so there's always new things that come about and new ways of learning, but like I say, a lot of it is experience.
I think it's one of those. I had a client today send me their bloods through, natural individual, post prep, and his LH and FSH were above the range, like significantly, and like I've never seen that. Like
how many weeks post show?
12 weeks. Like he's I think 12 weeks, 10 weeks. And it was they were both for like a fair few points higher, and I was like, I don't think I've really seen that often. I've seen maybe one, but like for a natural individual, for that to be higher, like their test was at like 17 nanomole. And I was like, I haven't sent him his feedback yet, but I almost want to be like, because he's potentially jumping on, but I was like, I just want to wait and just see, like, it wouldn't surprise me if he test goes up to like, who?
Connor.
Yeah. How do you know that?
This is what I mean, experience.
Yeah.
I can tell who I would expect to have that. Like, that's weird.
That is weird. That's good. That's very good from Finn.
I am good.
What? You just looked at him and thought, like, with how he looks?
Based on how long he's been training, the muscle that he carries, just I thought like it wouldn't surprise me if you'd have said I've got a client who's 12 weeks post show, he's already in a really good spot, like from like in terms of testosterone natural rate, and his FH and LSH are both slightly elevated. I'd be like, yeah.
Sometimes you can just look at people. So
there's people who like you just know.
Yeah.
If you were to get them to get the bloods done, you know that their test is in a good spot.
You
can just tell.
Yeah. Like it's 17, like nanomole, and I was like, I haven't sent his feedback, but I want to say to him like, let's just delay for like 10 weeks and just see what. Because it wouldn't surprise me if you're like 28, 27. And I was like, mate,
then
like,
why would you?
Like, this is good.
Rinse
this is really
it for
good.
as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly.
How old is he?
22 now.
Yeah.
He's last year as a junior, next year. So potentially, I think keeping a bit of a secret, but I'm not really saying. But he might be doing another prep for next year. PCA finals is what he wants, which would be good.
Not in a bad spot, I guess, if he's already relatively well recovered.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, like I know he was pretty trashed at the end, but like he was able to stay lean pretty easily, wasn't he?
Yeah,
compared to a lot of individuals.
In his best, like he probably had like 2 to 3 really good looks. Like the early show, the Fitex one, where he finished second in that open class and second to Jack Hattersley, which I think from the front he was better than him. Like, mate, he was like so energetic. I was like, how are you like?
Yeah.
And he was like, I feel alright. Like I don't feel that bad.
Similar to Josh.
Yeah. He was like, him being that lean was pretty easy to him. It wasn't easy, but it was.
But like he would find it easier than a lot of people.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Kind of sorry for speaking about your bloods. Yeah. You're not dying though, which is good. So yeah,
I've got 2 more questions.
Yeah, crack on.
One of them is. Who finishes higher, Liverpool or Arsenal? Which we've already kind of answered. I'm going to say Arsenal. And to be fair, Lewis is an Arsenal fan.
Who is it, Lewis?
One of my clients, LB Fit.
Okay, yeah. My one? Fantastic year for both of you. What's one thing you want to do that you haven't yet in 2024? Kiss each other. We haven't actually. It's a big shame. Finn prepping and me prepping, both our sex drives are in the bin, so maybe a kiss.
I do want to get a house.
Is that your goal?
That's it's one thing that we've wanted to sort for ages. I know I keep mentioning it, but like thinking back to last year, there's no chance that I'd have, like, especially towards the end of the prep, any free time. Last thing I want to be doing is like contacting solicitors or like sorting it, moving. Like imagine if it was like, I'm actually moving everything into a new house and then decorating and stuff. It's like, there's no chance I'd have the energy for that.
Yeah.
So that is the main thing that I want to do. Other than that, just like we were saying, like have another successful year.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Like,
here's to a successful 2024. Like Shannon said.
Yeah, I got a Christmas card from Shannon that said, so Shannon is Finn's girlfriend. To Reese and Sanaya, wishing you peace and happiness this Christmas.
She didn't write that.
That's what it says on the card. And then here's to a successful 2024.
What's wrong with
that?
And
then lots of love, Shannon and Finn, 3 kisses.
You know what's nice is we actually got you something.
Yeah, I know.
because we're actually caring people.
Yeah, but I got you a birthday present like last year, and then you didn't get me a birthday present. So I just thought, okay, cool, we're not getting presents for each other anymore because you forgot about my birthday.
It's just not what we do.
Yeah, so like the last present I actually bought for Finn was never returned, and I only get presents, so you get me stuff.
What did you get me?
I can't even remember. I got you something.
You got me that Chosen Few t-shirt.
Yeah, and you never got me anything else after that.
No.
So I thought, you know what, cool, we're past present terms, fine.
I feel like if you're close enough, you get to the point where you don't.
I'm not looking out for a present from you. But I'm looking out for a present from Sam every year. How much I fucking pay him. So
yeah, Sam, make sure you got to better that next year.
And Sam's messaged me. I don't know if he's messaged you about a price increase. He messaged me, like, I just saw it come through like maybe 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, he did say that he was going to be doing it.
Yeah, saying, hey mate, I'm tripling your prices.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He said, hey mate, I'm doing yours for free because I really like you.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he doesn't like you.
No, he tells me he likes me, he doesn't like you.
Oh, really? He says to me the exact opposite, which is weird. Cheers, Sam. So, yeah, that's all my questions, I think. Yeah, that's questions, mate.
I've got one more. LeeMCG.training. If you had no restrictions, what would be make a perfect gym? So what would make a perfect gym? Kit, brands, facilities, etc.
You'd want a big warehouse. So you won't want something too big, in my opinion, to make a perfect gym. But there is no perfect gym. I think the best gym I've ever trained at was Pure Muscle and Fitness in Toronto. But that wouldn't be a gym that I'd want because it was so big. Like, in my eyes, like, do you know, have you trained in that strength? You know that one in Liverpool that you bottled because you were on the way back and you were hungover and I deadlifted? You know that?
It was a rest day.
Yeah, Finn decided not to train.
Elite Strength and Performance.
Yeah, that one. Have you trained there?
No.
The size of that is wicked. I prefer it a little bit more sharp inside because it was a little bit like, it's not dirty, but I think it definitely could look a little bit better. It was a little bit like gloomy inside. But like something that's got like a mezzanine area with like, it had maybe 5 treadmills and then it had like a few like ab bits of kit and then maybe like an adductor machine. So like maybe 5 bits of kit, 5 treadmills, and like that's a mezzanine. It had like an office area and like a changing rooms, posing room and stuff like that. And then downstairs it probably had like, I wouldn't know the exact sort of diameters, or I wouldn't know the measurements, but it probably had maybe 20 machines, like, and that's like in my eyes like the perfect sort of space. So
I'd just picture Ultraflex Rotherham.
Is that what you can't think about anything?
Perfect.
I wouldn't want. I'd love a gym like Ultraflex Rotherham, it'd be cool, but I wouldn't want that to be. I'd want something that's a little bit smaller.
I think something
be modified size, maybe a touch bigger.
Rezo's a good size.
Yeah,
and it's got like. If it had better equipment, if Rezo had like any equipment you wanted, like that is, in my opinion, that's good size, decent location. Like obviously it's not because it's scunny, but like it's not a bad location. Yeah. It's decent size warehouse. Like that'd be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like there's that many now. There's that many decent gyms that. Nothing stands out as being like, oh, I'd change this and that and this and that because that'd make it so much better. Yeah. Like, there's loads of good gyms available now anyway. Yeah. Which makes it almost think like, if you were to make one, how would you make it stand out?
Yeah. You have to either be like a bit of a personality. So, like, for example, if it was like mine and your gym, people would travel, most likely, I'd assume, getting clients and stuff. Nah, they would
stay away.
Yeah, they would do. It'd be like, oh, cool, I'm training at Reese and Finn's gym. It's the same, for example, like, again, I know...
It's the same, yeah. I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same in any way.
James Hollingshead's way more popular than us. And they have way more money than us. So, but
similar,
I mean, but people would, if it was the exact, it is the same in regards. It's just dissimilar because they're a bit more popular. But if it wasn't JP's and James's gym, and it was just some random dudes who had no idea, but they opened up the exact same gym, guarantee it
people wouldn't know
at all as popular. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know until people train there and go, oh mate,
it's good.
Do you know the owner of Le Coach gym? No. But that's a really good gym because it's a very good gym. But if that probably could have been fast tracked if it was made by people who had...
If it was JP that opened
JP or James Hollingshead. Again, not comparing Neil Finn to James Hollingshead or JP. However, I am stronger than JP on deadlift, so we'll take that. His most recent stiff leg was 315 for 4. I got 315 for... No, 313 for 3. I got 315 for 4 and 325. I'm also not 5'3". I like you, JP, though. Please don't send that to anyone. Massive respect to JP. He's way stronger than me. But I think on recent hip hinges, I'm doing him a little bit. But it means fuck all. Look at his back in comparison to mine. It shows. So, yeah. But regardless, gym situation, if you've, like, someone like James Hollingshead's gym, it helps when you've got a bit of a name. So that's one way to fast track yourself. But also at the same time, actually give a fuck about your gym. Invest in it. Like, as much as, again, like, I actually don't mind the owner. Like, I like the owner. Warehouse, they do not really invest in their kit. The kit's been the exact same.
Warehouse could be so good.
Warehouse could legitimately be like a Rotherham, Ultraflex Rotherham. It's the massive. It's probably it's not the same size. It could be. It could be like Warehouse. It could
be the best gym in Leicester by an absolute mile.
It could be the best gym around. Like it could be that could take people from all over the place. But the kit is just very meh. Yeah. But also, it's got a really good loyal customer base. There's people they probably have. They're closing up their memberships like capacity like most of the time.
Yeah, they're
like,
busy.
They're busy, so they don't need to reinvest. Like they've got their audience, and that's the problem where a lot of gyms just view it as like, right, cool, we're getting a good amount of money. Why would a gym get rid of all their Watson bits of kit and bring in good bits of kit that most average individuals that go there wouldn't know the difference? Like they wouldn't know, oh my god, I'm on a Nautilus.
A lot of gyms as well don't want people who are going to be, let's say, wanting that kind of kit. They almost just want the general population, the gym goers that are going to maybe go to their PTs and things like that. So it depends on the sort of clientele that you want, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think like if we were to create our own gym, it would be a hybrid of like a Rotherham B modified kind of vibe, intent, like
Nautilus, Life Fitness, bit of Prime, but probably not that much.
Can't afford any.
I wouldn't want to wait like 16 months, but also I don't think I'd really want like give me a leg extension, Prime leg extension, and maybe the plate loaded row. But I'd probably say, well, I prefer another row. I prefer a Cybex row. I prefer the Nautilus row.
Even the hammer strength low row is good.
Yeah, there's better bits of kit. And then I think it depends on, again, the individual, how things are. But I think we could cook up a pretty cool gym. I feel like we did
in lockdown.
Yeah.
Just get a little shed, that's it.
Yeah, just get
one in, one out.
Imagine in a shed you just have like a prime leg extension. You'd just be like, what the fuck is this here for? It would make no sense. So yeah, right, is that all your questions, then, mate?
It is.
That's that. Cool. It's been a long one. I think Finn said we're going to tell Sam to cut this up into.
Yeah, it's probably maybe 2 parts. Q&A episode, part 1, part 2.
Yeah. Cool. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed. Back into routine. Thursdays we are doing podcasts from now on. So yeah, excited to bring some fantastic podcasts to you in 2024. However, it will be 2024 by the time you listen to this. So hopefully everyone had a good New Year's. Hopefully everyone enjoyed New Year's and Christmas.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas, guys.
Make sure to enjoy it. Right, we'll leave it there. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.